Are you ready? Are you ready? I come with the body. Right on
End discrimination, and we are here to say an end to HIV. I'm going to introduce first off Michelle and Neville, and they're going to do a welcome to country for us. It's one of the hardest struggles we've had to do when it comes to being amongst the majority of the HIV epidemic. And there's many of us that are here. Please visit us in the Indigenous Positive Zone in the Global Village, where you will learn and understand more about our plight that we've had to face amongst living with HIV being positive. Our communities, it's been very hard to have them to understand, but the stigma and discrimination that we face has been unbelievable, that we've had to now move into regional cities because our community don't understand what living with HIV means and the impact that it has on our lives. So for us all being together in this one beautiful city, we're able to educate others, not only our elders, but also our youth. And I also want to pay acknowledgement to our young youth called Anthem, which is the Aboriginal National Torres Strait Islander Youth Committee that represents HIV people. So please join us in this march. Let's stop the fight, end HIV, stop stigma and discrimination, and let's live a great and fantastic life. Great march.
I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Amira. Amira is the National Coordinator of the Student Global AIDS Campaign.
When people with AIDS are under attack, what do we do? When people with AIDS are under attack, what do we do? Act up, fight back. When people with AIDS are under attack, what do we do? My first march ever was through the halls of the Toronto Convention Centre at AIDS 2006. And what were we demanding then? We were demanding the right to access to affordable medication for every person living with HIV in this world. And today, we're all here marching through the streets of Melbourne to demand the exact same thing. You in this audience, we have made incredible progress in the fight against AIDS. We have put so many people on treatment. But this week alone, while we are here in Melbourne, 27,000 people will die of HIV and AIDS because of lack of access to affordable medication. So our political leaders here in Australia and across the world, we have been watching you. You have been tried and you have been found wanting in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Where is the money?
Where's the money?
Australia, where is the money? Canada, where is the money? The United States, where is the money? We will not end this pandemic unless we put all the money needed into effective interventions that we know can work. And if we do that, in our lifetime, we will see the end of this pandemic. So today, we take to the streets, and we take to the streets to demand what we deserve. Our people are dying, and politicians don't care. Today, we demand the money.
Yes, we do. I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Michael. You want to make your way up here?
Woo! How's it going? There's nothing that gets me more excited than marching through the streets. My name is Michael Tequili, and I'm from the United States, and I've been living with HIV for more than 5 years, and I'm sick and tired of this fucking pandemic. But yet we still have so much to fight for. 30 years later, and 42% of positive people still need access to life-saving antiretrovirals. We cannot pay for the scale-up of treatment without the necessary financial resources to back programs like the Global Fund. We need a Robin Hood tax. We need a Robin Hood tax or a financial transaction tax to actually give us the money we need to fund the programs that we know will keep us alive. Our friends in the EU get it. Australia doesn't get it. Neither does the United States. In order for us to reach an undetectable goal by 2020, or even see the end of AIDS, there's so many things that we need to stand and fight for. We need to fight against these harmful laws that are crippling our communities. We need to fight HIV criminalization here in Australia, and in the United States, and in Uganda, and everywhere else that thinks just because we're positive that we're horrible people and we're disgusting. We're here to say no, we're ending that now. The anti-LGBT laws that are starting to populate everywhere, they're destroying us. Nigeria, Uganda, Russia, we see our friends and family being killed, being locked away for something that we can't control. It's not right, and we need to continue fighting it. Proper attention needs to be paid to our trans women, and stop grouping them with gay men. They deserve respect. We all deserve respect. Stop criminalizing sex workers. Stop criminalizing drug users. We're all human. Australia, we know you're negotiating in the TPP, and it's harmful for access to essential life-saving drugs. Do the right thing. Corporations, stop making a killing off of our lives. Gilead, I'm talking to you. Lower your fucking prices to Hep C. It's not right. We need more love in our community. We need more initiative from our world leaders. We need everyone to keep fighting till this is actually over. And until then, we're gonna make noise in the streets. I ask you to join me in this chant. Act up, fight back, fight AIDS. Act up, fight back, fight AIDS. Act up, fight back, fight AIDS. I love you.
All right, I'd like to introduce Luke Hilakari, the incoming Secretary of the Victorian Trades Hall Council.
Well, what an outstanding turnout. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You've done yourself proud by being here today. My name's Luke Hilakari from the Victorian Trades Hall Council, and I bring with me a message of solidarity from the 1.8 million union members across Australia. Today, we stand shoulder to shoulder with you. We stand shoulder to shoulder with those magnificent workers who are trying to rid the world of HIV/AIDS. And we stand shoulder to shoulder with those decent, hard-working people who give care to the 35 million people suffering HIV/AIDS as well. Now, we're on a rally, and if we're in a rally, what we need to do is to make a bit of noise, because we've got a whole lot of cameras here that want to see you make a lot of noise. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to respond. Is it right that people living with HIV face discrimination? No! Is it right that over 80 governments criminalise people because of their sexual orientation? No! Is it right that healthcare providers deny care to those with HIV/AIDS? No! Are you going to let them get away with it? No! Are you going to let them get away with it? No! Are you going to let them get away with it? No! I didn't think you would. That's why we're marching. Now, we instinctively know that we are stronger when we all work together, and that's why conferences like this are just so important, and that's why action is so important too. And when governments like the Australian government and many of governments out there introduce austerity measures to reduce healthcare, we all know what we need to do together, right? We need to fight back. So I'm going to invite the cameras that we've sort of got here to turn around and have a look at the crowd for a moment. Right? Turn around, cameras. Put your signs in the air. And when I say cut back, you guys say fight back. I say cut back, you say fight back. Cut back. Fight back. Cut back. Fight back. They say cut back, you say fight back. Cut back. Cut back. Cut back. Cut back. Now let's do it with your hands in the air like you just don't care. Alrighty. They say cut back, you say fight back. Cut 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 back. Good, well done. Now, unions have always fought injustice. Your fight is our fight, and we are very proud to be marching with you all today. Thank you.
All right. I'd like to welcome Koshi from the Youth Empowerment Against HIV/AIDS group.
Okay, hi, my name is Kashi, and I'm the advocacy chair for the Melbourne Youth Force. We just wanted to remind you that our advocacy messages are treat, reform, educate, and love. And when you are marching today, please pay your respects in front of our AIDS 2014 sign by YA. This is something that was created by young people. And remember our colleagues and friends on MH17. Thank you.
I say treat, you say treat. I say reform, you say reform. I say educate, you say educate. I say love, you say love. Treat, reform, educate, love. Treat, reform, educate, love. Treat, reform, educate, and love. All right, I'd like to introduce our final speaker. His name is Simon, and he is the CEO of the Victorian AIDS Council.
Can I just say this is amazing? Can we just get all those banners up again? I mean, look at that. That's phenomenal. It's great to see everyone here today. The Victorian AIDS Council has been campaigning in this state for 31 years for the rights of people living with HIV and to prevent HIV spreading. I think we've had it pretty lucky here in Victoria and in Australia, and I've heard some stories over the past week that just chill me. But we still have bad policy in this state. We still have policy driven by fear, homophobia, transphobia, whorephobia, and fear of pleasure. Sex workers, drug users, queers, asylum seekers, our first people and people living with HIV still face discrimination. But we can change this through working together with all of you here in this state. Our Health Minister on Sunday declared that he will end discrimination in our Crimes Act. We couldn't have done that without all of you being here and shedding light on what's going on in this country. Together we're stronger, and through working together, you and me, we can end stigma, we can end discrimination, and we can end HIV. We've been calling this a mobilisation march for the last 4 months, but this is a protest rally. So it's time now to go and bloody protest. Are you ready? All right, the whole world is watching. So let's get this show on the road. Human rights! Human rights!
A nurse and proud to be marching.
camera loves you. Yes, I know. We all do.
HIV is not a crime. There should be no jail time. HIV is not a crime. There should be human rights. Human rights. Human rights. Human rights. Human rights. Human rights. Women's rights. Human rights. Women's rights. Human rights. Women's rights. Human rights. Human rights. Human rights. Human rights. Human rights.
He's ethical and he's very much motivated by doing the right thing for people around him.
The early days were so bad. They were so bad. People were so scared. And unfortunately, that fear lingers. And the fear has now morphed into